How's it going? So today we're going to be using AI to backtest a trading strategy using Archaide Automated Trade Lab. Okay. So what we're going to do here is actually share the screen and just kind of begin getting into it. So first things first, you just want to type in a normal trading strategy. So this could be any indicator-based strategy or any chart-based strategy. Really, however you trade, you just type in the rules here. For the purposes of the demonstration, I'm just going to use a very simple strategy, which is the SMA crossover, right? So please buy when the price crosses the SMA. And so we enter that prompt into Archaide AI, right? This AI agent for quant trading, and then it's going to ask us some questions to clarify. Okay, so number one, what is the time frame, right? And this really acts like a game of 20 questions. It gets to the heart of what it is that you want to do. Okay, so what is the time frame for the chart you're using? We're going to use a 5-minute chart. Number two, what period should a simple moving average be calculated over? We'll do a 50-day EMA or a 50-period EMA, right? Lastly, and I guess we will change this to, we'll leave that like that. Third, do you want to enter a trade when the price crosses above the SMA or when it crosses below the SMA? So we want to enter a trade, right? We want to enter long when the price crosses above the SMA. And by the way, this is obviously not financial advice. It's just for demonstration purposes to kind of show you how the software works. This will work with this strategy along with any other strategy that you could think of or that you find on YouTube or that you find on Instagram or any place you want, right? This software will just work for you, right? For like technical analysis, right? So lastly, or a fourth, right? What are exit conditions, right? So let's set a take profit of 5% and a stop loss of 2.5%. That will be our exit conditions. And then are there specific times of day where the strategy should not be active? So for this question, you could literally, like this software, this AI agent allows you to set specific times and days where you want the bot to assess the market, right? And see if it should enter long or exit or whatever, right? So for example, you could set it like Friday at market open, right? For the purposes of the demonstration though, I'm just gonna put 24/7, right? So we answered all the questions, we submit it back as a prompt, and we just wait for this to, work for us, right? Great. So it, confirms all the details, right? And this button lit up green. So that means we're good to go. It has sufficient information. And again, recall that we're going to learn how to backtest today, right? However, in order to backtest, we first have to have a strategy. So we're actually doing two things with one sort of go over here. Okay. So this is like step one, right? Which is create a trading bot, right? And so literally we click this button and we are creating a trading bot. The AI is working in the back end, right? To create a trading bot that's going to be fully automated for you, right? It's going to buy, it's going to sell exactly according to this strategy that we set out right here. Okay. And again, the last 3 years, I've been operating a software development agency where we would custom build these bots for people. It would take months of time, tens of thousands of dollars. But now this, Archaide AI, right? This AI platform will allow you to do a single bot, infinite bots, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, you name it, however many bots you want. And as you'll see shortly, it will also allow you to backtest, right, in a matter of minutes, right? So again, we've been talking now for a few minutes, right? And in a pretty short amount of time here, what you'll see is a bot populate over here. It'll say strategy 27 or whatever it says, right? But it'll be ready for us to use and launch onto live money if we wanted to. Again, for the purposes of this video, it's going to be a backtesting, and we can kind of play around with it and kind of see, what the results show us. Okay. So for the time being, I'm going to shut up and kind of just let this thing work. Should be, a few more seconds here. And again, take this time. I'll kind of, shout out if you haven't subscribed or followed me, go ahead and follow me, subscribe. And yeah, I appreciate that. If you have any questions as well, feel free to ask them down below in the comments. And boom, perfect timing. So you can see strategy 27 just populated over here and right here. So it's the exact strategy that we had prompted. The 50 period SMA, the 5% take profit, 2.5% stop loss, the time frame, and these are all settings, right? So we can go back test these settings right now without changing anything. But let's say like, hey, I made a typo, I want to change something. Very simple, right? You just literally change this from the 50 to 100, or whatever you want. Or if you want to change the take profit, change the stop loss, change the time frame, do whatever you want. And that will be reflected in the backtest, right? But in order to backtest, you're going to go ahead and go right over to the backtest tab, right, within your strategy, right? So number one, after your strategy is launched, you go and click into your strategy, go to the backtest tab after you make sure all your strategy settings are complete and accurate, and you go and pick your indicator or your ticker. Okay, so you go. Let's say I want to test Nvidia, right? And I want to use the last 100 periods, right? Well, actually, sorry, this says periods, but it actually is days. So the last 100 days. And sure, we'll do 10 positions, okay, of NVIDIA, and we'll just see kind of what that does. And so right now we run this back test, and this is a huge project here, okay, this back testing engine. What it's doing is it's running, right? It's pulling the last 100 days of price data for NVIDIA in real time and then running it through the calculations that are strategy specific, right? So for this one, it's literally crunching the numbers, running it through the running price through, and then getting the 50-day SMA, right? And then seeing when it would have bought and sold, and then it's calculating all the data corresponding to that, and then boom, this is the outcome, right? So it literally will tell you, right, how many trades it's taken, what the win rate is, what the P&L is, what the profit factor is, what the max drawdown is, right? And you could adjust these things. You could pick Apple, you could pick Amazon, you could pick Tesla, Bitcoin, whatever, right? And soon here, we're going to be able to backtest option strategies. And then in the future, we'll be able to backtest future strategies, Forex strategies, what have you, right? When the time comes. But yeah, you'll be able to see the equity curve down here. And then all of the historical entries and exits and how much money you would have made in each. Okay. So this is the backtesting engine inside of Archaide. And, we're not going to get into it yet. This is a future video, but that amount of work you're able to backtest, but you're also able to launch a fully automated bot with that exact same amount of work. Okay. So in the same platform, no, it's super easy, right? It's almost unbelievably easy, right? I've had people tell me, if this is almost too good to be true, right? This is a trader's dream. And that's exactly what it is, right? It is not too good to be true. It is the real deal. AI and technology are so insane. And yeah, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to let me know. Happy to answer any questions you may have. I know a lot of this stuff is, obviously very new, but that's the fun part. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Feel free to subscribe, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And look forward to seeing you in the next video.